Camera's a good excuse to get out and explore the world.
That excuse is what led one Stanford student on a project to change Americans' perception of Norway, one photo at a time. We commonly perceive Norway as a homogeneous society of blonde, blue-eyed, and fair-skinned people, when in reality it is an ethnically, racially, and religiously diverse nation. Junior Cody Locke spent last summer photographing that diversity after she received a $6,000 art grant for a 2.5-month trip to Norway.
I was absolutely frightened because I'd been on my own my whole life, but I'd never been out of the country away from a support network. And so I was scared that I wouldn't find what I was looking for in terms of multiculturalism and people who wanted to be photographed and cosmopolitan areas. I literally had no idea what Norway looked like. I'd never been there. I just had ideas of what I was going to do.
Cody's interest in Norway began her freshman year when she became friends with several Norwegian students in her dorm. She remembers them always talking about oil and how because of that oil, there had been a huge wave of immigrants into the country in only the last 20 to 30 years, hoping to find opportunities in Norway's booming economy.
And I just wondered what it would look like in a country that used to be defined by homogeneity, to have new cultures mixing. And not just new cultures mixing, that's happened everywhere, but rapidly, like all of a sudden, boom, like tons of new cultures hitting a completely xenophobic and homogenous country, and seeing what kind of mixing's going on and how the Norwegian identity's been reshaped.
While Cody refers to her camera as an excuse, it is far more than that. It's a salvation for her. Cody's high school darkroom served as a second home and a place where she could escape a turbulent home life.
I was having trouble just with what I was going through at home. I could go there, and my photo program in high school was really great because it was more of a therapeutic thing than a skill set kind of thing. So when I went to the darkroom, not only was it a safe spot, but I was able to create any kind of photograph I wanted without censorship.
Cody's high school photography teacher encouraged her to test the boundaries in exploring ideas about identity, sexuality, race, and getting through trauma specifically through artwork.
I definitely would say that when I am photographing, there is an agenda behind what I'm photographing, specifically in terms of race, definitely. Always probably going to be a subject in my work, which is bizarre because I'm a white girl from Lily White, Colorado.
Cody began photographing at the age of 10 when her father handed her down his camera. And like many artists, her work contains a personal undertone.
I have a very different background, upbringing, so I hopped around a lot as a kid, whether with parents, foster parents, grandparents, friends. So I think I'm used to adapting to lots of different spaces and creating connections with people as closely as possible in a short amount of time. So I think that's why I'm so comfortable interacting with every social stratum and every culture that I can get my hands on.
Cody hopes to photograph different cultures with another art grant this summer. However, with more than 200 rolls of film from Norway, she's developing and printing photos. Cody plans to host an exhibition at the end of May, with the goal that her images will spark a conversation among Stanford students.
So I just thought that not only would it be a good model for the rest of the world who's really experiencing racial tension because of this new globalized economy, but also just to see what the beginning stages are like, because in America, our generation really has no idea because it's so far removed.
Cody envisions a future where photography might be more than just a hobby.
All I know is I have a job when I graduate, and it's in photography, which I never ever thought could happen. But more and more I'm willing to accept that that's what I'm going to be doing and that's who I am.
And for this blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl, the issues of race will never lose its interest in her work.
There's always something beautiful about representation, especially for people in the margins as well. So I think that's why I photographed so many people that I did in Norway, is that you're walking down the street and you see this beautiful human, and never once would they expect that somebody wants not only to photograph them, but to cherish that photograph.